I speak for all women when I say this. We don't really want to get married. We'll tell y'all that just to see what y'all gonna do, because it puts y'all under pressure. But in reality, every woman has at least 5 men, and we're gonna make you feel like you're the only one every single time.
I know this is a skit, at least allegedly. That's what someone told me in the past, that this is a skit. But I've seen women talk crazy, somewhat not as out of bounds like this, but I've seen women say things about their boyfriends, their husbands, and meanwhile, I'm just listening in the car. I'm like, wow, if he only knew how she really felt about him. And this is why I will usually say black women are the most honest women, because even before TikTok and videos like this, I've heard black women talk like this about men. And if the people that created social media only knew that the only thing that you needed to get women to be more honest, that means white women, Asian women, women of all nationalities. I have to admit, though, I was surprised by the amount of white women. And truthfully, Asian women are still low in coming online saying this kind of stuff, but they are out there, especially in the U.S. But if I only knew, if we only knew that only thing that we needed was to make a social site like TikTok, where you could just say how you feel, have a mic in front of them, a platform for them to tell the truth. And women wonder why a lot of men are hesitant, especially today, to get married. Yes, in the past, it might have been about fear of commitment, of being with one woman, but to find out that she thinks like this, or she thinks poorly of you, or you are her second or last choice, that she thinks that you ugly, that she never was attracted to you, that she wasn't attracted to you before. And not to say that women can't gain feelings from someone later in life, but not if you was best friends with them, not if you were always around them and got to know the person that they are and still was not attracted to them. You can see if it was someone you never talked to, that you did not know. Maybe then. Anyway, let's kick this video off.
I have the heart. I need nothing more.
You're set. Try not to linger here, though, eh?
Kratos. Zeus.
Zeus?
My father.
Your father was Zeus? Well, that explains a lot.
What is that place?
Never go there. Understand?
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for being here for another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about a man that found out his girl was cheating on him, but she claimed that she was SA'd. I believe they still broke up. This is a wild story. It's a creator that covered this, that wrapped all those videos together. We're going to hit the ground running and let him explain, and I'll chirp on in with my own thoughts.
Guys, there's this guy named Cam. So if you didn't know, there's this trend on TikTok where it's called the Man of the Year, where you would think they're talking about how great their partner is, but then they show another slide and it's actually how terrible their partner was. Now Cam, he switches it up and calls it Let's Hear It for the Woman of the Year. And it's at 5.8 million views. And it's actually causing controversy all over TikTok.
The Man of the Year? I haven't heard of that. But truthfully, I haven't been on TikTok that much these days, even though I do have a page or a channel on there. But I've been focusing all my energy on YouTube because that's where the money is. Now, I do have to admit, men and women copy off of each other with stuff like this. If they came up with the Man of the Year and yet is a way to put their man down, it was bound to be some man would come up with the reverse of the Woman of the Year and put their woman down. But as we get deeper into the story, we have to see is this stuff all made up? Because, as I would usually say, women that's enamored with the man that they are with, no matter how the guy is treating them, they won't do this particular thing of putting your business on social media. Now, I know it's a new thing for men doing it now, but that was bound to happen. And some people, I'm not going to go too hard at it because I technically do the same thing to a degree, except where I don't dox people or say who they are, but people that know me and them don't know who I'm talking about. In my case, I'm doing it to teach a lesson and to make some money.
So on the next slide, he posts this text from his girlfriend. Look at this. That's not fair. I was drunk and my mouth was already too full to tell them to chill out. Your mouth was already too full? To tell them to chill out? Who would want to hear something like that? So the context here is that she slept with someone else, which is a sad way to find out that your girl was cheating. Now, guys, this is where things got heated up because the comments did not come out the way that you would think. That poor girl. 100 men versus consent. Getting SA'd is not cheating, by the way. This is SA. Why y'all saying she cheated? He thought we were going to be on his side. So everyone's saying that she got SA'd. Why? Because some people believe if you are drunk, you cannot consent. And if you sleep with someone that can't consent, then that's RA. But then there's this counter argument. She was coherent enough to make the decision and regret it.
Look, I know this is a touchy subject for a lot of women out there. I do think the reason for this is because you have the date R drugs, the ones that definitely put women almost like they're passing out. And truthfully, in other countries, I've been hearing that men are being slipped these drugs and being robbed. So if it was something like that, yes. Now, if someone is buzzed and still participating in something, if you're at a party and she's not slipped something that makes her either pass out or, oh, actually, I just remembered. Then, of course, Diddy has those tranquilizers or whatever that will make people more susceptible into doing something. Now, unless if she was slipped something like that, then okay, maybe so. But a lot of times I know is when women get in a sticky situation that they put themselves in, and I'm not saying it was because the way that she was dressing or the fact that she went to the party, but the fact that she started hanging around these dudes and having conversations with them and getting all buddy and cozy, knowing that she has a boyfriend. This is the thing why a lot of times men don't like when women have girls' nights out. Because when they go out, sometimes they don't know how to act. Unless if you know your woman is a real chill, responsible woman. Because I know women that can go out and it doesn't escalate to this particular stuff. But women are real flirty, too friendly. Look, the same way that she met you when she was in a relationship, she's going to be like that when she's in a relationship with you.
The message says chill out, not mentioning of wanting them to stop. She made the decision willingly. Regrets doesn't mean SA. From this text, it doesn't seem like she didn't want it to happen. Unless she's saying, I tried to tell him to stop, but my mouth was too full. I don't know, right? So he goes in depth and gives us a story time. Now, he told this story with like loud music playing in the background, so I'm gonna just tell it real fast. So basically, they were dating for a year plus, they was tight. As time started passing, her behavior started changing. She started going to parties and get-togethers without him. She was like, I want to be with the girls, so you can't come. He ain't like going out much anyway, so he was cool. Now, one day, it was his friend's birthday. His friends begged him to go out, so he's like, okay. He tells his girlfriend. She was like, nah, don't go out. He's like, what? You can't tell me what to do. That turns into a fight. They were mad at each other. They both go out. His friend takes him to this big party. Now, he looks at his girl's location, and it says that she's right where he is. So he's looking around, and he sees her go upstairs with two guys. One's holding her hand from the front, one's holding her hand from the back.
2 years are now counting.
He goes upstairs and follows. They go into a room. Now, I guess one of his homeboys pulled him to the side because he wanted to talk about something important. They talk for about 10-15 minutes. They get done. He goes over to the door. He cracks it open, and he sees one guy hitting it from the back and one guy getting it from the front. And it destroys him. He's like dumbstruck. And immediately he goes home, leaves the homies at the party. Now, me, I would have crashed the fuck out.
Damn. I know that's a hurt piece. I'm looking at dude. I don't know how the woman looks because they don't show a picture of her. But he's light skinned. Well, I believe he's Hispanic. I assume a lot of women would find him attractive. I'm surprised that he is going through this particular thing right here. And while a lot of dudes would crash out, I have to admit, I don't know. It depends. I know if it was a friend of mine, I definitely would crash out. If it was two strangers and she's there, unless if it looks like she's being hurt or she don't want to be there, that quick I'm going to think, okay, I'm mad at them, but she wants to be there. So I probably would, under a lot of circumstances, I probably would do exactly what he did. I would just leave the party. The thing is, though, I probably would just pair stuff out of the door, it'd be kind of hard to change the locks. Probably 3, 4 in the morning. If it's a padlock or something, I definitely would put it on there, or would put a chair against the door that she can't get into the door. Yeah, damn. Again, I'm just being honest. I don't know what I would do, but I know if it was if it was dudes that I knew that was in there with my girl, I definitely would crash out. If it was somebody else, I don't know. See, because I think again of a guy friend of mine that I found out years later hit on my wife. Now, of course, though, we was in 2 different cities at the time, but I could handle a bunch of different ways, from calling him, cursing him out, saying I'm going to see him when I come back to Philly or something, but I just simply cut him off. Okay, because obviously he's no friend of mine. I did not know him as well as I thought I knew him. Anyway, moving on.
He better than me. Now he driving home. It's a long drive, so 30 minutes in, he gets a text from her. She says, hey, can I pull up on you after I'm done here? He's like, what the no way. He's in his head like, how many times has this happened and she came to my house? So he calls her up and tells her everything that he saw, everything that happened. And she really didn't even defend herself. She's like, it's not my fault. I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. And then I guess a week later, a video got sent to him of his girl getting hit, getting cracked. And since that happened, he's just been down bad. So he told this story, and the comment still was just, bro supports essay. This is clearly essay. No way y'all defending him. Someone said, in this situation, it's always better to get the man off her instead of possibly letting her take advantage of her. If she's drunk, that isn't consensual. I'm not really sure how he would have known she was drunk. She told him not to come. She told him not to go out. Where's the girlfriends at? If my girl was going out to a party and she knew she was going to be drinking, she would invite me to protect her from situations like this. Someone said, nah, this isn't essay. She knows what she's doing. These people in the comments are children. Hold on, you saw your girl go into a room with 2 guys and didn't flip. You stopped to talk to your friend for 15 minutes and then you just left her there? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to sit there for 15 minutes and talk to my friend when I just saw that.
You know what? I forgot that part. Yeah, why would he stop for 15 minutes? Unless if he was tore up from the floor up, drunk. Because that's definitely one thing. If I saw my girl going upstairs, I would want to know what room she went in. I would bust on in there. Which he didn't say that. Unless if he wanted to catch her in the act. Because he thought something was up. Or unless if he was scared of the deuce. And also, didn't his friend see? This sounds like a movie. He was on his way there. His friend knew what his girl was doing, and he went to distract him. That wouldn't have distracted me, but I don't know what their conversation was about. Okay? So yeah, that part of the story don't make no sense.
And this is what made me think, actually. I think he already had a suspicion that she was doing that. He was already insecure about this. And he wanted proof for himself. I almost actually believe you pulled up to the same party she went to on purpose. I don't think you accidentally ended up there. I accidentally got a train ran on me. It's a cold world. So now, guys, because of all this backlash he was getting, he called his ex up and recorded the whole thing.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Why did it say you were recording the call?
So I just want to call you to ask you about a couple of things.
Okay.
First off, I want to start by saying sorry. I know I was a dickhead last time we talked, but there's that, and also So I kind of like posted a TikTok of like just a screenshot of some shit you said to me, like right before.
I saw.
She saw it?
Okay. Well, first off, there's just a lot of people saying that like it was sexual assault, and first off, I don't know if that was the case, and if that's what happened, I'm sorry for the way I reacted, and I could have reacted differently.
I mean, honestly, I shouldn't have done it, but I also put myself in that situation, and I consented, so it's nothing that, like, honestly, I don't know why I did it, but...
Well, I'm confused, just, like, why did you, though? Because, bro, like, we're in a fucking 3-year relationship, dude, like...
Yeah, I know, I don't know.
What do you mean?
It happened.
How did it just happen, though? Like, how do you end up having a fucking threesome, bro?
I don't know, I was just there, and, you know, we started talking, and one thing led to another, and they asked the question, and I said, sure, why not, fuck it, and we were in an argument at the time, and...
She don't know. Now, to be fair, men will say the same thing, like, oh, I don't know why I let that woman give me fellatio. But we're talking about women, because women don't supposed to cheat. And whenever women do cheat, it's always the man's fault. That's what society says. That's what men say, and women tend to agree with it. Under certain circumstances, men and women will condemn the woman cheating. But I think the man has to be a favorable guy that a lot of men respect and a lot of women adore or something, in order for that to happen. But it's not a principal thing that is wrong for women to step out on men if they're not feeling satisfied. I'm pretty sure she's going to explain her reasons for doing that, but that's the thing. When it's flipped around, and I'm pretty sure the relationship has lost its spark. He wasn't romantic enough. They wasn't spending quality time together. Maybe his finances is drying up. Same thing with men when they step out on women. Well, she's not giving me fellatio. We don't do it as much. She's stressing me out. The only thing, though, when a woman goes out and just lets a train be ran on her, I'm like, damn, something has to be broken inside in order for that to happen. And I have to assume that wasn't the first time that happened. Okay, see, and this is why men be freaking out about the body count and about how many men that she has been with, because the more damaged a woman is internally in her spirit inside, the more she has a chance of doing something like this woman did here. To be fair, in my relationship, when I was married, even when we was boyfriend and girlfriend for quite a few years. And I did not mind that she had girls' nights out. Now, the thing is, though, I did not know, because I'm going by when I went out, and I wasn't slamming every woman that I was meeting in there. And not all the women that I knew was hooking up with dudes. But I do believe when people are going out, this goes for both men and women, to be fair, you're putting yourself in your relationship in a bad situation. Now, one of the only reasons why I kind of didn't mind her going out, because I figured she would go out and she would see how thirsty men are and how they're just trying to sleep with her. She probably would be like, you know what? Because she told me this a couple of times. I'm glad I met you, because it seems like guys only want one thing. But then again, a few weeks later, or maybe a month later, after her friends will beg and ask her, she'll be going out again. Let's wrap this up.
I don't know, I wasn't thinking. I barely drank that night either, so, I had a few drinks, but...
Thanks for rubbing it in my face. Like, what?
My bad.
What you mean, my bad? Like, what?
Like what?
Bro, like...
I'm sorry.
You don't fucking... Did this happen before? Like... Bro, how many fucking times did you do this shit?
It's just this time.
So are we lying again, or are you gonna like,
No, it's just this time.
so you put that on your mom's life, bro?
Obviously, like, there's been scenarios where it's gotten close, but...
What the do you mean gotten close, bro? We're in a fucking long-term relationship. How the
like,
no.
I feel like just once we hit a certain point, like, it just wasn't the same, I guess.
What the wasn't the same? Do you know how much fucking money and time I spent on you, bro? Are you fucking slow? Like, why the fuck? Why are you all quiet now, bro?
I have nothing to say. I mean, I fucked up.
But you're like acting like you don't fucking care. It's not like you're acting like it doesn't matter.
She doesn't care.
I mean, it does. I hurt you, and I'm sorry. And that's all I can really say is I'm sorry. I can't take it back.
It's quite as
I'm sorry.
That's awkward.
Whatever. Bye.
That is sad as hell. I'm sorry for cracking up. He was just like what? That threw me off. But from that phone call, you can tell that she was already checked out. And I'm letting anybody know, when your partner is checked out, you're going to notice it. Their behaviors are going to change. Their patterns are going to switch. Hence why I think he was there and he wanted to see it himself. She also said she consented and she didn't even drink that much. Now, we go to the comments. I'm not defending either side, but this could be anyone's voice. Yeah, I don't know. I need to hear her side actually told from her.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, I guess. This could be anybody's voice. But then someone said, y'all believe the text she showed us, but don't want to believe that this is actually her? I put myself in this situation and consented, but he's still the problem. Hard proof and they're still pushing SA. This method should be patched by now. So one thing you'll notice, a lot of the girls that was saying that stuff, they're not in this video. Some of them are. They're saying no matter what, if a girl drinks, it's SA. As someone who has been assaulted, I would have never said my mouth was too full. Like, that's a dig. That's almost like bragging. And now when I think about it, that extra detail was kind of weird. I almost feel like she wanted him to know, like, she wanted him to break up with her. There's this thing that people do when they want to leave a relationship. They don't break up with the person. They just treat their partner badly until they break up with them because they feel bad. I don't know, guys, but damn, could you imagine you tell the whole world your girl cheated on you, that her mouth was full, and then you get bashed? That's crazy, because if it was a woman, I don't know if this would be the same conversation.
Well, yeah, I guess it makes him look weak with the way that he put their business out there. But I'm glad he did, because, as I say, I always heard how women can be. I even heard some women talk about men, but those were women that weren't my type anyway. But once I saw it in real time on social media, how a lot of women think, I was like, oh my God, those dudes that be saying a lot of women are trash is correct. A lot of women is trash. Yes, a lot of men are trash, ladies out there, but we talking about the women right now, because a lot of you stand on that balcony of you can do no wrong. And even in this case right here, this definitely proves that even if a woman is in a wrong, the sisterhood will still support. That's why one of the big things when I'm looking for a woman that maybe I might let my walls down and get into a committed relationship again, maybe go all the way again, is she has to be accountable of her actions. She cannot be shifting blame to me when it's her fault. In the same way, vice versa. But that's why, even though I went through heartbreak and I had women do me wrong in the past, I have to look at myself and say, like, damn, I should have been left. I should have been got out of that situation, or I should have handled certain things differently instead of doing tit for tat or trying to get them back, and therefore making me a worse person being in the situation. But again, if I didn't go through the things that I went through, I would not be here talking to you. So learn from some of my mistakes. Learn from this guy's mistake here. And this is why a lot of times it's a double standard, but women can come online and be cheated on, and men and women will sympathize with them unless if they know that woman is a dragon woman or something, that she is really evil, or a lot of people don't like her. But in most cases, they're going to empathize, sympathize with the woman. A man doing it, not so much. They're going to be like, get your money up, man up. You should have did this. You should have held frame. That's why I say a lot of times, a lot of men don't care about other men. I mean, they do to a sense now more than what they did in the past. But a lot of times when men are going through stuff, that's a big reason why a lot of times men keep things inside, because they know a lot of people don't give a fuck. Okay, but I've been blessed to have people in my life that did care, but most of the time they were friends. It was never the women that I was in relationships with. Maybe in the very beginning, but not as it progressed. So that's all I have to add to that. Give me a like and subscribe. Thanks for being here. And I don't want to hear that women don't cheat, or she cheated because of this and all this other stuff. In the same note, I'm pretty sure there are women that do get essays and maybe they just was hanging out. I'm pretty sure that does happen, but that did not happen here. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.
I want to be passed around so bad, but my boyfriend just wants a monogamous relationship. It's 2024. Expecting to be with one person for your entire life is like unreasonable. I'm a young 18-year-old Latina. I'm trying to get my face blasted by multiple men. Like, I haven't even had a quickie in a bathroom stall. I have so much to live for. And you're telling me that I have to stay with this one guy because I love him so much. But there's literally guys out there with 13-inch meats waiting to destroy me. It would just be so unfortunate if I were to go my whole entire life without getting piped by at least 100 different people, just to see who I like the most.
Gotcha. Gotcha.